kind of bittersweet. It's our last day, but I'm also so excited.
Because today is episode 62?
Yeah, well, yes, definitely because it's episode 62, but we've got some amazing cars and motorcycles crossing the block today, Matt.
We really do. Hey, thanks for joining us for Mecum in the morning. And as Brian said, we have a lot in store here at the Del Monte Golf Course. The sun is out. It's a little cool breeze. It's going to be an awesome day.
It's the California coastal breeze.
California coastal breeze. And I like how you're nice and bright and cheery today, too.
I am. My face looks a little red because, yes, folks, I am sunburned. I was not expecting to get that color, but I'm also wearing a pink jacket, so it doesn't help.
Nice.
But yeah, this is a one-of-one jacket. I threw on all our favorite patches from some of our bigger auctions, and I've been getting a lot of compliments. So maybe if enough of you like it, we'll make it available in the Mecum shop. Speaking
of the Mecum shop, Brian, I am wearing the shirt we talked about yesterday on the show, the Mecum tank shirt.
Yep.
Not to be confused with the Mecum tank top
that you love wearing. If you've been watching our show, he loves flexing in a tank.
Partially true, but there you can see our Mecum shop and our event exclusive tee with the Cannonball winning Dino there.
Which goes off the block today. It's S100.
It sure does. And of course, you can see our mugs that we also have here on our table. There's the Mecum Grunge motorcycle shirt and all kinds of stuff. But so if you're coming out to the auction today, you can find that here in the just off where the block ends. Then, of course, you can shop from home, too, at mecumshop.com.
You can scan that little QR code that's coming up on the screen and go spend your heart away.
And if you are coming out here, we are going to get rolling shortly with the auction. There's a lot in store. And, Brianna, there's also a lot of high-end limited production cars that are here. That's one of the things that makes this event so unique is the fact that limited production is going to translate to higher interest. And so I put together what I'm calling the Under 1,000 Club. Here, take a look.
The fewer made, the higher the interest. It's the simple truth of collector cars and motorcycles. From Mecum Monterey, here's a rundown of highlights of what I'm calling the Under 1,000 Club. Cars and motorcycles with fewer than 1,000 produced. And despite the limited availability, there's a massive fan base. If you're into curvy roads, this could be the ticket. A 1959 BMW 507 Roadster, one of just 252 produced. And with this stunning color combo and a V8 paired to a 4-speed manual, this could be the ultimate classic driving machine. From a more modern era, a 2015 Porsche 918 Spyder, one of 918 produced. And with nearly 900 horsepower on tap, this is one electrifying supercar. Heritage Blue in Epic Orange is what this 2006 Ford GT Heritage Edition is painted in, and it's a fantastic combo. It's one of 343 produced, and it definitely pays homage to all that racing success there in Le Mans. You want looks? You'll get them in this 1971 Ferrari 365 GTS4 Daytona Spyder, one of 122 produced and just perfect for cruising Monterey. More than track ready is this 2021 Mercedes-Benz AMG GT Black Series P1 Edition, one of 40 produced, and enough race tech to make your head spin and your eyes dazzle with these painted stars. Check out this 1959 Mercedes-Benz SL Roadster, one of 200 produced, and with a full restoration having it presenting just like new, this is one stunning drop top. How about this 1974 Ducati Green Frame, one of 401 produced, commemorating Ducati's racing pedigree. There's no missing this, a 2018 Mercedes-Benz Maybach G650 Landaulet, one of just 99 produced, and with a bi-turbo V12 and this retracting soft top, this is one luxurious off-roader. Take a look at this, a 1969 Corvette L88 convertible, one of 116 produced, with a big focus here being on this 427 engine. How about a 1959 Porsche 718 RSK center seat, one of just 6 produced, lots of race provenance, and a definite head turner. With rarity like this, expect values on this unique set to easily climb into 6 and even 7 figures. The Under 1,000 Club, only at Mecum Monterey.
So, out of all of the cars that you just featured, what one would you take?
The BMW 507.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I would have never have guessed that.
I know. That black with the red interior.
Yeah.
Oh, so gorgeous.
It's not blue, Matt.
It's not blue.
It's not.
I know. It's not.
You're switching things up on me. I don't know if I can take it.
I am, but I like the under 1,000 club. I think it might be something we have to revisit.
I love that concept. Yeah.
Well, and Brianna, I touched on it in the package, but a lot of people ask or might be wondering when it comes to collector cars and vehicles, what does drive value? What does drive interest? And of course, limited production is just one aspect, but that's a good one because the fewer they are, the harder they are to get them and the more people want to have them.
Yeah. And then I think other things that we've talked about in the past is what is the history of it? Has it done anything spectacular? Also single ownership, that also helps drive up, and then keeping copies of all the service records, those kind of things really do help that.
Yeah. And we call all that provenance,
Yeah.
typically just to lump, like you said, just to the car is something spectacular or it is what it is. And all that matters too. And that's why I love seeing when the cars and motorcycles are here at auction, a binder or, laminated sheets inside or whatever, just stuff that helps confirm it is what it is.
Yeah. And if you are someone that is consigning a vehicle and you can make it out to the auction to talk to, the potential buyers, yesterday I was going around with a customer and there was a bunch of cars that he was interested in and the owner happened to be there. So they talked about what they had done to it in like real time. The binder's helping if you can't be here, but if you can be here talking to customers about the car, I think really helps seal the deal at the end of the day.
Yeah. It does. And that's why, like you said, we encourage people to come out, stay with your vehicle, whether you're, if you're an owner or builder, that also helps too. And then Alyssa and I, as we've been producing the morning show, we've run into that many times where the owner will invite people connected with the project to come out that can speak at an even higher level of what's been done to a car, especially during a restoration or a build.
But I did hear when Matt or Brianna are able to drive cars, that really helps the value as well.
I did hear that too, Brianna.
Yeah. It's a new thing. It's
Yeah. That's one of the surefire way to get interest at least.
Well, we have something really cool to talk about. We've talked about it for a while now. The car is going to roll off the block today. It is the 1973 Dino GTS Ferrari. So let's check it out.
Cars are meant to be driven.
I never bought a car except to drive it and drive it hard. Well, my name is Jack May, and the car is a Ferrari Dino 246 GTS. Dino, the actual name means junior in Italian, and it's what Mr. Ferrari called his son. And so it was a junior Ferrari because Ferrari, when this came out, only built 12-cylinder engines, and this is a V6. Then I had read about the Cannonball. It's a race across the United States. The only requirement is that you go on wheels. I says, Rick, you want to drive the Cannonball with me? He says, sure, and put down the car. And they immediately accepted it. They wanted a Ferrari, of course. We started in the rain. We went to jail for an hour, hit 2 jackrabbits at a high rate of speed. We went through a sandstorm. Despite that, we still set the world's record, 35 hours and 53 minutes. And they don't run the Cannonball from New York to LA anymore. So our record in the real Cannonball will never be broken. I guess the reason I didn't restore it, I didn't feel like it needed it. And it's been carefully maintained. June has taken care of it like her baby. She's a very talented mechanic and a good friend.
My name is June. I've been the caretaker of this car for 41 years. I had a Lotus Elan Plus 2, and it was always breaking, and I needed to find some place to have it fixed. And I went to Rick's shop. He said, well, I won't fix it for you, but I'll show you how to fix it. Then he showed me how to build engines. That's how I met Jack. It's nice to see something that's honest. So many times you go to a car show and you see a race car that's been restored beyond what it was when it finished the race. Yeah, they're beautiful cars, but are they really representative of what they were meant to be?
I'm not a car collector per se. I never bought a car except to drive it and drive it hard. I think it'll bring tears to my eyes when it's gone. I hope it finds a happy home and with someone that will continue to share the car with the public.
Cars are meant to be driven. You become part of the car. A lot of times you can hear the carburetors through the intakes on each side of the body. I think it'll be a happy, sad time. Seeing a part of my life going away, but happy that maybe somebody else can enjoy it.
I've got to say, when you spend time with a car and like, obviously I don't own any of these cars, but we got to spend a lot of time with Jack and Iris and then June, the mechanic. And that car, it just makes me emotional for them seeing it. There's so much good times that they had with it. And it was really cool as a female seeing a female mechanic maintain it over the years. And I got to spend some time with them on Thursday night. They had, a party down at their house in Carmel by the Sea. And it was just listening to all the stories of that Dino and the adventures have been on. Obviously, probably the most famous part of the story is the 1975 Cannonball, the last sanctioned one ever. But yeah, they'll all be here in attendance today. Obviously, our event T-shirt has the Dino on the back of it. I don't know, something about it white. I know Ferraris. A lot of people think about red Ferraris, but I'm falling in love with the white ones. We got the Dino, we've got the Bianco Speciale out there on display that we're gonna sell at Kissimmee. But yeah, I gotta say I'm gonna be really excited to see it go, but sad to see it go because we'll have no further projects with it.
Well, I love the line too. Cars are meant to be driven,
They are.
And obviously, I think obviously there's a spectrum of interest when it comes to cars, Brian. Some people like just having them in a collection and garage and keeping them static, and that's fine. And then on the other end of the spectrum, there's people that really do enjoy them to their fullest, having them in motion and hearing the engine and feeling the steering wheel in their hands.
Funny fact, when we were filming that video that you just saw, I was driving the car that Alyssa was hanging out of the back of, and once we stopped, we were trying to figure out the next spot we were going to. June yelled at me and said we were going too slow, that Ferraris are not to be meant to be driven that slow, and for me to suck it up and speed. So yes, that definitely Jack, that's the way he's looked at all his cars, June, is that they're not meant to just sit there on display. They're meant to be driven, and I love that.
Yeah. And that car, Brianna, is one of 1,274 GTS models. Lots of provenance, like you mentioned, with it winning that 1974 Cannonball, and then
75 Cannonball.
75, and then other awards as well in recent years. So really neat car, going to be selling today, crossing the block. It's not the only Ferrari here, and it's certainly not the only Dino here. We had another one sell yesterday, Brianna, a 72 246 GT that sold at no reserve to benefit Homes for Troops. I just love how all these cars are just serving purposes and getting people excited.
That color was really nice too on that Ferrari yesterday. Yeah, I really liked it.
So, and I'm with you. I love a red Ferrari, but I also love some of the other colors like
that
this white.
Stands out, yeah.
Stands out. And speaking of Ferraris, Brian, we have a lot here on site at the auction. Monterey kind of brings them out, and I thought it was a great time to kind of spin through that iconic Mark's history.
Ferrari began making cars in 1947, and here at Mecum Monterey, we've got something from nearly every decade since that very first road car. From post-war legends to the latest hypercar tech, here's a lap through Ferrari history. From the 1950s, a 212, and despite the small size, there's a V12 paired to a 5-speed manual, showcasing the brand's early commitment to driving performance. Moving to the 1960s, this 63 400 Super America with a V12 and this gorgeous styling, this is retro grand touring at its finest. In the 1970s, if you were driving the 72 Daytona, you were more than cool. With a V12, a 5-speed manual, and this impossible to miss Nero yellow paint, this is open air motoring excellence. Moving to the 1980s, this 84 512, one of just 1,007 produced, and with a flat 12-cylinder engine and this aero styling, this was one of the raddest rides from the era. In the 1990s, the 550 brought back the return of a front-engined V12 GT car, and with a 6-speed manual like this 1990 example, it was a big hit with enthusiasts. From the 2000s, a 2005 612, and with a V12 and room for 4, this is a fantastic way to grand tour with friends. In 2015, this was a looker, a 458 Spider with a naturally aspirated V8 producing 562 horsepower. And finally, bringing us up to today, a 2025 SF90 Spider, powered by a bi-turbo V8 with electric assist, producing 986 horsepower. 8 decades, 1 legendary brand, all here at Mecum Monterey.
All right, I'm gonna let you say what your favorite out of that group was, but mine was the 84 512.
Okay.
I have a thing for that 80s era cars, but especially the Ferraris of the 80s. The styling of them, just, I love it. It's just straight lines, very aggressive, very abrupt, like everything about it sharp. Yeah.
Sharp.
But hey, Matt, when was your favorite?
It's close. I'm gonna say the 90s. That 550.
I was not gonna guess.
Well,
that.
because from a driving standpoint, Brian, to have a GT, a Grand Tour with a V12 up front and a manual transmission, I mean, just that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Because it wasn't long after that Ferrari then started doing the returning back to the mid-engine or focusing more on that.
Yeah.
So just to have a V12 up front is just super cool.
Special shout out to the Barchetta though. Our Dana himself has positioned it, or reconfirmed the positioning of it being a great car for a gentleman and a lady touring across the coast. And we had some fun with that. We flew a crew down to Newport Beach, and that's what they did with it. They cruised it along the coast, and it has a great restoration done for it. If you're more interested in that, check it out. There's a really cool story behind the restoration of that Barchetta.
Yeah. And the other neat thing too, Brianna, I liked about that package is it shows 8 of the 9 decades that Ferrari's been producing cars. So super cool.
Yep.
But I also love how you see the evolution of technology, where the majority of those cars were powered by V12s. And then certainly as you get to the newest stuff, that really cool blue.
That's what I thought you were going to choose, by the way.
The
just 'cause it was
SF9.
blue.
Well, I'm trying to mix it up a little bit, keep you on your toes. That SF90, not just the color combo, is also radical. I think that also shows how the brand is evolving. And they're realizing that obviously they want to kind of connect with other buyers or just kind of show something different. But I also love how they're experimenting with different powertrains. That's a electric assist bi-turbo V8 with nearly 1,000 horsepower. So, I mean, Ferrari is not living in the past. They are clearly keeping their eyes on the future. And the only thing I wish we could have delved into is what's the future of Ferrari. That's what I'm excited to see.
Oh, maybe that'll be something that we cover in the next episode once we join back together. I think
Indy Fall.
Indy Fall. That's
Special.
going to be such a long time from now, Matt.
Such a long time, but we have so many things in between those.
I don't think we're going to be at home at all in between now and Indy Fall.
No. And of course, drop us a comment wherever you're watching. Let us know what era of Ferrari is your preference. There's so many great ones to choose from. Is it the early pre-war ones? Is it the latest hypercar tech? Let us know. Also, let us know where you're watching from as well, Brian. I want to give a shout out to Steve on Facebook. He commented on yesterday's show saying that he thought it was really neat that both bikes and aircraft are at the same facility, the Eagles Mare Museum. So he's right. It's super cool. Steve, if you're in the area, head over there and check it out. It's awesome.
Yeah,
place.
I was actually perusing our Facebook page last night and watching. I always like to see if people are commenting or whatever. And Joel shared the part of the video from yesterday, and he had tons of really cool comments. His mom's uncles, everybody were really excited about his appearance. But again, thanks to Eagles Mare, because it's without you guys allowing us to come do content that we're able to do the stuff like that. So
yeah.
If you know of a really cool place that we should check out, let us know.
Yeah. And Brian, speaking of just having fun while we're out here, last night I was staying late as we were closing up the auction, and I had the chance to hang out in what we call the glass house here, where we have just next to, as you come in, really, you have to go through it.
Yeah.
But I was talking with Danny and Diane and Amy with this really cool DS 500R custom Mustang. But it just was fun. We were talking cars, and they were talking about the morning show. And I bring that up only because we are here, Brian. So if you're coming out to the auction, you see myself or Brian stop and talk cars, talk morning show.
Yeah. Talk motorcycles.
Of course, motorcycles. Yeah. Yeah. Talk Mecum merch. Yeah.
Yeah. Or just wear the Mecum merch.
Or just wear
We'll
it.
give you a high five.
Well, thanks for joining us here as we close out day 3 of Mecum in the Morning here at Monterey. Of course, the auction is just getting revved up. Lots of great stuff in store. And you can also catch the live TV broadcast today on ESPN Plus if you're not coming here in person. And as Brian said, we will see you next for Mecum in the Morning at the Indy Fall Special.
So long, folks.